To awaken Magneto's dormant powers, a Nazi officer held a gun to his head, threatening to shoot his mother if he didn't move a coin in 3 seconds. The boy tried desperately, but the coin remained still. When the countdown ended, the officer decisively pulled the trigger. Witnessing his mother's brutal death, Magneto's rage ignited. He unleashed his telekinetic power, instantly crushing a bell on the table into a crumpled mass. The officer was ecstatic. Magneto, in turn, manipulated metal, attempting to exact his revenge. However, he couldn't yet control his newfound powers skillfully enough to achieve his goal. His fury instead turned on the helmeted soldiers nearby. In an instant, 2 of their heads were crushed, killing them on the spot. Anger seemed to be the key to Magneto's strength. With a roar, all metal objects in the vicinity flew wildly. The officer was overjoyed, unable to hide his admiration for a fellow mutant. But after World War II, the officer vanished, and Magneto, burdened by a deep-seated vendetta, grew up in agony. For 18 years, he never relaxed his efforts, honing his control over his powers, all for the day he could personally kill Sebastian Shaw. Following a lead, Magneto quickly found a soldier who had once collaborated with Shaw and obtained information on his whereabouts. That night, Magneto finally tracked down Shaw. He quietly crept onto the yacht's deck, ready for revenge. Unexpectedly, Emma Frost sensed his hostile intentions through her telepathy and swiftly launched a psychic attack, disrupting Magneto's mind. Instantly, painful memories flooded his consciousness. Driven by hatred, however, Magneto still aimed at his target and threw a dagger. Just then, Charles Xavier, also wanting to stop Shaw from instigating World War III, arrived on the scene. The torrent gathered 2 tornadoes, instantly overturning the Special Forces team boarding the ship. In a critical moment, Magneto unleashed his power, manipulating the colossal, 1,000-ton anchor to savagely attack the vessel. Shaw immediately fled into the ship's cabin with Emma Frost, successfully escaping into a submarine in the belly of the yacht just before it was snapped in half. Even so, Magneto refused to let them go, using his powers to hold onto the submarine, pursuing them relentlessly. As Magneto was on the verge of being consumed by his obsession, Charles plunged into the water, using his telepathy to persuade him to surface. It was this act of rescue that marked the beginning of these 2 friends' lifelong relationship of love and conflict. Thus, the story of the X-Men began.